Traitors Season 4 has debuted with not just one, not just two, but 3 full episodes all at once. They came out last weekend. We have watched all of these episodes, and we are going to break each and every one of those down. Talk about the traitors, the secret traitor, the people who have been murdered, the people who have been banished, and why the heck is Michael Rappaport still on my television screen. We're going through all that today on today's very special episode of Survivor Squared. If this is the first time on this channel, we've got a bunch of new subscribers recently, a bunch of new people watching the show. I thank you for it. We're really appreciative of it. We're so close to 1K subscribers. So if this is the first time watching it, if you're a returning viewer, thank you for that. Hit that subscribe button. Help this channel grow. There is so much coming down the pipeline as we build, not only covering Traitors Season 4, but building to Survivor Season 50. There is so much out there. Advent calendars, daily countdowns, people coming out with all these EW specials. The Survivor build of Season 50 is truly, truly remarkable, and we are going to be right here alongside it. I have a bunch of guests coming down the pipeline. We have giveaways on this show, but that's only going to happen if you're subscribing to the channel. So I don't ask for much. All I ask is for a little click of that button and help this channel grow, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing so. But when it comes to Traitors, when it comes to Survivor, you guys know I cannot cover these shows alone. I may watch them. I may have opinions. My name may be Tony Squares, and you're listening to Survivor Squared, but I cannot do this without my ride or die. She is dressed to impress today, looking her housewife best. So come on in, Bailey Buffs.
Thank you, thank you. I really was inspired by Lisa today. I thought the cheetah print, I thought Lisa would be proud.
She has been fantastic. There have been a lot of fantastic people on this show. We're going to go through every ramification of people, what they've done, what they haven't done, some of the traitors, some of the faithful, but let's start right there. Lisa Rinna is exactly who I wanted her to be coming on to this 3-episode run.
I thought it was too obvious to make Lisa a traitor, so I didn't even allow myself the hope or the possibility in my mind of her being a traitor, because I just was like, they're not going to do it. Everyone wants it. They're not going to do it. And they did it, and it's brilliant. I love having 2 housewives as the traitors.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's jump right in. The traitors were selected. I thought, first off, in the first episode, they did a wonderful job sort of entering into this world. They were all entering at night. We're getting those little blips of who these people are, so we're introduced to all the players one by one. They enter in, and the fire starts going off, and you can feel the excitement that is in there, and then Alan shows up in all of his glory, and one by one they go down and they are shown a box, whether they are a faithful or a traitor. He's picking one traitor right off the jump, and you're going to get revealed in front of everybody based off your facial expressions. I thought it was a genius way to start off this show. I was really roped in immediately, and as you said, Lisa being there, all these characters being there, it was just a perfect way to start off. And then we have the normal roundtable bit where we walk around and he's touching people on the shoulder. And it turns out that these roundtable traitors are no longer the powerful traitors that we once knew. Instead, that box that was revealed is a secret traitor, a special red-hooded fellow, whether they're man or woman, and they have a lot more power than I ever expected a traitor to have. Now, before we get to who the secret traitor was and how that game mechanic worked out, whether it did work out or didn't work out, the 3 traitors around the round table that were chosen, as you said, were 2 housewives and a person from Love Island. I've really enjoyed watching all 3 of them, Lisa Rinna, Candace, and Rob Roush, I think is his last name. I've really enjoyed all 3 of them, but it is very different from what they've normally done on this show, where they normally have some type of former gamer, former strategist in this group to kind of direct the crazies here. So were you surprised that this combo was our traitor combo?
They weren't even on my radar. I mean, we talked about this. We did our power rankings. I had my secondary level of people I thought might be traitors. I know we only gave each other 3. I ranked 6. And within the 6 I ranked and the 3 you spoke about, none of these were really on the table about it. So and the more that I've watched, I thought Rob was so out of left field, but the more I've watched, the more it makes perfect sense. He is so resilient reserved with his emotions. He is such a quiet in the corner guy that no one is seeing any sort of change come from him. So he's going to slide perfectly under the radar because that's just who he is. And he's remaining himself, even with this big secret he's carrying. So I got really excited. And like you said, it's not the gamers, it's not the strategists, and them murdering gamers and strategists. It's so smart. They are just causing confusion. I will say I got a little nervous for Candace that one moment between her and Portia where they were calling her out in front of everyone. That girl lied masterfully, beautifully, because she damn sure said that. And she's just lucky Maura was not paying attention.
Yeah, Maura. All right, let's stay on the traitors because I have so much to say about all of them. I absolutely agree with you. When we saw the traitors picked, I was a little bit worried because I like all of these people. But again, you have to be intelligent. And no offense to them, none of them came off immediately as the intelligent, strategic game player. Rob, however, and Candace to a degree have surprised me in that regard because they look to know what they're doing, or at least the levels of this game that need to be played. And Rob, as you said, very interesting cat. I'm excited to see how it goes about here. But then we bring in this secret traitor, and this is where I immediately started writing down names of who this secret traitor could be because of the strategy element. This secret traitor was able to give a short list of people who could be murdered by the traitors every single time. Unbelievable power to the secret traitor. They're the one really controlling the game. They give 4 names at first. One of them is Rob. He's in the turret. The other 3, they choose Ian, as you said, a former Big Brother winner. And if you go back to those 4 names, I think I have them written down here. Yeah, there was Mark Ballas, the dancer. There was Eric, and then Ian. All of those players were seemingly sort of quiet individuals, guys that wanted to stay under the radar. I thought it was a very efficient bunch of people for the first murder to happen. And then the second shortlist that comes out has to be a certain group because it has to do with the challenge from beforehand. That second shortlist is Monet Exchange, Rob Sesternino, Tara, and Kristen. I'm sorry, this is the tarot card shortlist. Also, all these people that are reserved, intelligent, gamers in themselves, have already shown themselves to be really strategic and trying to pick people out. This secret traitor was doing a great job of attacking the faithful. And so I thought for sure, Bailey, that this secret traitor was a gamer, was potentially Rob Sesternino or Natalie or Jam Jam or Tiffany, someone who knew what to do and could run the strings. And I think the traitors, the regular traitors, kind of got the short end of the stick here because they weren't in control of the game. And this gamer was going to run the whole thing. And lo and behold, this secret traitor was revealed in episode 3 because they got banished from the round table. I know we're jumping around in the sequential of this show here, but I think we have to talk about the secret traitor first, both the game mechanic and the person. Bailey, how surprised were you that the secret traitor was chosen to be Donna Kelce?
And then at night, be this devious traitor.
I was floored because, like you, I'm trying to keep track of, who is being nominated for this short list, right? So with the short lists, minusing who we know are the traitors, minusing the people that did get banished, we only had about 8 names left. And Donna Kelce on there, I still was like, no way in hell. She was 8 out of 8, like I didn't think it would be her. And I also am absolutely floored at the fact that they got her because I didn't feel like there was any personality change. I didn't feel like she let anything slip up. I think this was truly, as she explained it, it was just kind of the downside of her being a little bit of the outsider. A lot of these people have mingled before. They've met before at events, at podcasts, at things for reality competition stars. She's kind of the outsider, her and Eric and Kristen almost, I would argue, but she really struggled to make any connections. And so I think that was her biggest downfall. She really only connected with Ron. And now we see Ron has a huge target on his back because he was connected to Donna. But I really think the only reason they banished her and got a traitor out was just because she was on the outside. I don't think it was to any flaw or mistake of her own. Genuinely, I thought it was a brilliant idea and it just kind of fell through the cracks.
I mean, people come into into this game with targets on their back. You see them immediately. This is why Tara and Johnny both said to camera multiple times, like, we're not together here. Like, we're not showing that we're partners because that will eventually lead to a target. Like, the gamers, the people who have won, they talk about Jam Jam a lot, how he won Survivor, and you need to be a certain person to win Survivor. Ian was being attacked before he even started because he won Big Brother. He is a genius. They come in with this target. And on the opposite side, Donna Kelce, unbeknownst to, I believe, the producers of this show, came in with a target because everyone was like, well, no one's ever going to vote for her. She's the mom. She's too nice. And that in itself turned into a magnifying glass on her. I don't think she in any way failed in the game here. I don't think she was banished because she made any mistakes. I think she was banished because of the target that these people had on her. And it may have been a little bit of, I'm in reality TV and you're not, so let's just get the outsider out first as well. So I think production may have made a mistake choosing Donna to be the traitor, not because she couldn't do it, because she was fantastic at who her choices were, but because this was too easy to banish her from the beginning. Now, the Secret Traitor game mechanic, where this person is unknown to the traitors, this person is running the game. This person, at least for the beginning, it's unlucky that they got voted out this early, because I think the Secret Traitor would have had even more power as the game went on. Did you like this twist to the game of Traitors?
I'm back and forth, because something I really enjoyed about it, and this is what they do with the TV show The Mole, they don't tell you who it is. I like, as the audience, playing along too. I like having to guess. I like having to decode. It gets me more involved, and it gets my little puzzle solving brain really excited. Now I'm more invested. I want to try to figure it out. I love that aspect of the mechanic, but I will say I think the traitors in the turret were very justified with their, kind of outrage when they were told about this, because we've seen this game over and over and over again. You want to be a traitor, you get all the power as a traitor. Surprise, actually, you really don't have that much power. That sucked. I mean, that sucks for them. And it does change the whole game innately, and it puts all the power kind of into one person's hands. And so that aspect, I don't know if I'm just hesitant because it's new or because I genuinely don't like it. But I think what I'm curious to see, because it was thwarted so quickly, I'm curious to see if they bring in a new Secret Traitor so this mechanic continues, and I'll get more time to see if I like the way that it works, or if we're just going to kind of ditch it now that it already got figured out and we'll just go back to regular gameplay. I kind of would like there to be another Secret Traitor, just because why not? Let's throw another twist in it. Let's get us guessing again. And then maybe I'll have a little bit more time to make a full opinion on whether I like it or not. But if I just had, gut inclination, yeah, I like it. I'm curious about it. Like I'm definitely interested, but I'm not sold yet.
I am always down for this, for games to try to add new wrinkles to said game.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a wrinkle works, sometimes a wrinkle doesn't work. And I don't think this has anything to do with Donna Kelce or how it went down. I hate the Secret Traitor. I think this makes the actual traitors lower than the faithful in their power in this game. Because the whole point of the traitors is they can control who goes home. Meaning, if Bailey thinks I'm a traitor, and I'm a little bit nervous of Bailey, but nobody knows that Bailey thinks I'm a traitor, guess what? I take out a threat and continue my way as a traitor. Now these traitors are legitimately powerless and at the behest of another player that they do not know at all. So even when you're at the round table, when me and Bailey are traitors together, if people are coming after Bailey, I get to sit there and kind of divert attention to someone else to save my fellow traitor. All of that is gone when you have a hierarchy of someone above you. So it takes like a middle management angle. You know what I mean? There's the CEO, there's the middle management traitors, and then there's the faithful. And I'd rather be a faithful if that was the trait. I hated the Secret Traitor game mechanic, as it were. I loved the reveal of it. I loved the way they handled it. I loved what Donna Kelce did as a Secret Traitor. I don't like that she was voted out so early, because I kind of wanted to see the traitors figure it out. But again, I'm looking at it from the angle of, if I was playing, I would hate the Secret Traitor angle. And if I was a traitor like Candace, Lisa, and Rob, I would rightfully be pissed off about it. Am I too angry here?
Oh, yeah. No, I think, like you said, they had every right to be pissed off about it, because I agree. The power got ripped from them immediately. And you're right. That does, it fucks up your gameplay, pardon my French. It does. And now all these traitors virtually are only there to do the grunt work of it. They're doing the challenges of burning the card, finding the card. Secret Traitor's not doing any of that. The only thing I will say is I think, and we were about to see that the mechanic of that Secret Traitor was about to change had they not banished Donna Kelce. They were about to introduce the traitor. So this wasn't going to be a season-long thing that it was in silence. They'd probably start working together. The mechanic would have changed. I think that's where my hesitation comes from making a hard stance on it, because we didn't even really get to see actually what it was supposed to be, because it thwarted so quickly. It ended so fast that it didn't give me a fair chance to even make an opinion on it. But I do hear exactly what you're saying, and I agree with you fully that if I was in that turret and I found out about that, I would have been livid. And all the faithfuls don't know there's a secret traitor. So there's this whole added level of gameplay that the majority of the contestants aren't even aware about. Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Let's move on because you did mention something here, how Donna Kelce was banished, how she was banished by literally everyone at the table except for one, and also how you dropped an F-bomb there and said immediately, pardon my French. I want to hold on that because there was a lot of F-bombs during these 3 episodes. I was kind of surprised by that. Not that I'm looking for, everyone must say gosh darn out there. But most of these F-bombs were drawn out by Michael Rappaport. And we talked about on our Power Rankings show how much we despise Michael Rappaport, the human being, because he is scum of the earth. And he had a central role in all 3 episodes of this season. And sadly, as I'm sitting there wishing him to be banished and written out, he got votes at both round tables and yet is still in this game. Thankfully, he's not a traitor. Thankfully, he doesn't have any power in this, but I do believe, Bailey, the worst case scenario is upon us, where this guy is being kept around as a shield, and it's the right play by the traitors, but it truly is terrible television for those of us watching, because I don't want to see this guy on my television screen. But let's go through the roundtables, Bailey. Were you obviously sad Rappaport was not voted out? Were you surprised that these people kept him around?
No, I wasn't surprised, because it makes sense. He's an agent of chaos. He's throwing adult temper tantrums like a little freaking baby. I mean, he is being louder than everyone. He's questioning Alan Cummings when Alan goes, no, you didn't get it in time. Says who? Says what? Says the freaking referee, dude. Shut up. What do you mean? You were told you didn't get it in time. And just the whole, well, I wanted the shield. It's so... Oh, I get a visceral reaction in my body when he is on my screen. He's just, back to the round table.
Now, before you go off, Bailey, I do want to clarify, in case any Peacock producers are watching, sometimes villains are good. Sometimes you want villains, and these reality shows, you want these guys so that the people have someone to hate and someone to root for. It's wrestling. It's WWF wrestling. You build the bad guy, you build the good guy. You want to see them fight in the end. Here's the thing, though. There's also called X-Pac heat. When you get heat in a wrestling ring, it means when you enter, people are either cheering for you or yelling at you. You want a visceral reaction for these people. And then there's go away heat. There's X-Pac heat, where these people enter and they don't want any part of you. They don't want to see you. They don't want to cheer for you. They don't want to boo you. They just want you gone. And that's what Michael Rappaport is to me. I think it is to Bailey. I think it is to the majority of people out there. We're not rooting for a villain. We're not sitting there going like, hey, oh man, I can't wait to see Michael Rappaport get his comeuppance. We're sitting there going, I can't wait to fast forward through this part so I can get to the part where Michael Rappaport's no longer in this game. I hope it happens quickly, Bales, because if he keeps lasting and we get more and more of him, I could barely... I legitimately could barely get through the moments that we had on here. I don't want to see it anymore.
No, I don't want to see it either. And I think the general consensus of everyone online is also they don't want to see it. So while I understand the decision to bring him on because he is this character and it's divisive and it's a villain and it'll create good television, I also think it's a disservice to the streaming service on its own, because so many people are not watching. They're boycotting because they don't want to see this guy on their screen. And so I think it could have been something that if he, obviously they can't manipulate it too much, but if they were able to get him off in these first 3 episodes, I think it would have been a win for everyone. Everyone could have come together and been like, yes, he got out. And instead, they're going to do what is smart and keep him in as players because, like you said, he is a shield and everyone hates him. So it's like, this guy, it makes sense to keep him in right now, but from a strategic standpoint, I get it. But from a viewer standpoint, like, it's disappointing, and it's just yeah, I agree with you. It's like wrestling, except for wrestling is staged. This is us just having to tolerate this guy that none of us like. Like, it's not an act. This is just who he is.
Gameplay wise, we did have a few people go home. We already talked about Donna. We poured one out for Rob Sesternino and Ian. I think I'm really mad Rob Sesternino's gone, because we saw immediately he knew everything that was happening. He knew that the conga line was a distraction. He knew that there was going to be, he knew Michael Rappaport wasn't a traitor because he's not smart enough to pull off this loud and rambunctious, yet no one will think of me. Like, Rob Sesternino had this game to a T, and it's sad to see him go home, sad to see Ian go home. But I'm saddest to see Portia get voted out and banished, because I loved watching Portia for the little time I had with her. I thought she was fantastic television.
Yeah.
I thought her telling Rappaport about what Candace said about the housewives, and then we had the kitchen situation. That was all created by Portia.
The situation.
That was a Bravo reality moment. Yeah, that was a Bravo reality moment, and Portia's now not there to lead us forward in that. So I do want to pour one out for Portia. She might have been my favorite player of the first 2 or 3 episodes here.
She was fantastic. And I will say, I mean, I'm victim of slip-ups like that too, just in my normal life. And it's not even Freudian slips. It's just, we're talking about this. And it is a nerve-wracking situation. I think a lot of them were making the point of like, well, it's not nerve-wracking if you're a faithful. Yes, it is. It's still nerve-wracking because you're constantly on edge and you're trying to look for hints and looks for clues all around you. And so while, yes, you know in your heart you're still a faithful and you're acting like a faithful, it's still nerve-wracking. But I will say her trip-ups were bad, and they were often. And it was, I just felt bad because she did straight up say, when I killed Ian. Like, she did say that. And I knew what she meant. Like, I knew what she meant by it, but it was oh no, honey, babe, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that in this situation.
We've talked about the people that were thrown away. We've talked about the people that we don't like on this show. Let's quickly, traitors aside, out of the faithful that are there, who has been your favorite to watch over these 3 episodes? Who has been the one that you're like, I can't wait to see them continue?
Just from a personality standpoint, I'm loving getting to know Johnny Weir. He's so funny. I love his just like running down the hall, like, catch me, dance with me. And he's just twirling and doing, like, I don't know him very well. And so to get to see this personality side of him, that's very entertaining. And I love that. As far as gameplay and just, I don't know, again, personality-wise, Kristen is amazing. I'm obsessed with her. I think she's so smart. I think she understands this game really well. I loved what she said when she was tied to the tree, you know, talking to the traitors of like, I can't control what's out of my control. So like, you're already going to make your decision, do what you're going to do. I hope you save me, but that's that. Like, just cool, calm, and collected, like you would expect from a chef. But I think she's really smart. As much as I don't love him, I think Colton is really playing the game hard, which may get him into trouble later. But he's really searching and really trying to come up with conspiracies and thoughts, and he's really trying to piece things together, which I love. I love when a faithful tries to play it hard, because like, it should be played hard. And I think going back to just the very beginning episode of this, just hyping them up with immediately there's a secret traitor and all the fire and welcome to the castle, it forced them, it lit a fire under their ass to start playing immediately. And I think Colton understood that assignment and really has been trying to figure it out. So I will say hats off to him for that. I don't know. What about you? Have you had any favorites so far watching and people like watching people scheme?
No, I was letting you go because I did ask you for one name and you gave me 3, but I do appreciate it, Bales.
I have lots of opinions, Tone.
The one person I have to say I did love, again, Rob is a traitor, so we're sticking to faithful here, but Rob has been the most surprising to me, and I also think Maura might be the prettiest woman to ever set foot on television. Can't wait to see more of her. But the one that surprised me the most that I've been rooting for is Jam Jam. And I know people who've been watching me. I'm watching Survivor for the first time. Don't ask me why I watch a Jam Jam season before I watch the rest of them. But I've seen Jam Jam win Survivor, and I saw him during that season, and I saw what he did to get to that victory. And he deserved that victory, but it wasn't exactly something I walked away with going, this guy's a strategic mastermind. In Traitors, however, he has been the biggest. I thought for sure this was the Secret Traitor because he has been the biggest threat to any other people. Like if he wants to get people out, he knows exactly what he's doing. He tabbed Donna Kelce early with Monet Exchange in the very premiere. He's sitting there buddying up to everyone he needs to buddy to in order to get himself by. And again, he is not afraid to back down from the bully that is Michael Rappaport. And in his own mind, he says it at breakfast. If you're going to take it to 100, I'm going to meet you at 100. If you're at a 10, I'll meet you at a 10. Jam Jam knows how to play a social and strategic game, and he is excellent at it. I've so enjoyed watching this guy on my television screen. I hope he continues to be there. Thankfully, he is not up for murder, Bailey. Thankfully, there's only 4 of them in that are. So before we get off, I do want to commend the challenges too. Let's predict the murder first, and then let's talk about the challenges real quick. But I do want to predict, who do you believe the traitors are going to murder at the start of episode 4? There are 4 people tied to a tree. They get to meet these traitors. It's Eric, it's Kristen, it's Ron, and it is, who's the 4th one? Who am I forgetting?
Carolyn.
Let me tell you, Caroline ain't getting murdered. But who do you think's getting murdered?
I hate this because I really like these people, and I agree with you. Carolyn is not getting murdered. I think we're gonna see Eric go, unfortunately. And I'm so bummed. I mean, I had him in my top like 3 people of lasting. I think he's so lovely. I loved him doing his fake British accent and playing, messing around with people. Like, he's so lovely. He's so genuine. But I just think with this 4, I don't think they're going to kill Ron because Ron right now has a lot of attention and eyes on him. So he's a good shield for the traitors to have. So I really think it boils down to Eric and Kristen, and I think they're going to go with Eric.
No, I agree with you. I think it is Eric or Kristen, and I'll say Kristen just to be different from you, but we both had those 2 very high in our power rankings, and they're both very, very good at sort of that under-the-radar faithful, and I think they're the right people to murder if I am a traitor. It'd be the stupidest thing in the world for them to murder Ron. Ron is going to get banished next round table, and it's not to his fault. Because if we had to, the other person I could tip my cap to, me enjoying his 15 minutes of fame in Traitors, has been Ron. He has been wonderful. He has been funny. He directed the banishment of Portia. He presented his case to the table, and they believed it. He just sadly put himself next to Donna, and now that Donna was ousted as a traitor, they're going to come full guns a-blazing at Ron Funches. It was wonderful while it lasted, buddy. You held yourself well. You made your mark. You've been fantastic. The other thing that has made their mark, Bailey, we've made fun of these challenges on Traitors leading up to this show. I think some of them are the stupidest things in the world. I've hated that. Sometimes you fast forward through the challenges on Traitors. And as a guy who loves Survivor immunity challenges, that should never be the case. Let me tell you, to the producers of this show, excellent job the first 3 challenges. Not because they're, these huge, puzzle relay challenges. No. Simple is fine. But what I need from you is strategic and social decisions. The fact that they had to grab these coffins out of the water, but then they decide who's going to be murdered that night because of where they placed the coffin. Fantastic decisions. The fact that they had to do the chariot race where like you find shields and you can trade out seats with the person and suddenly you're safe. Fantastic strategic decisions. And then the final one being the stacking challenge where you have a partner and then the people who are left in the cage are up for murder. Like, all of that stuff made these players have to think about it during the actual challenge. And in a game of Mafia, in a game where no one knows anything, the fact that you can just find a shield by digging and suddenly you have a shield, that's not enough for me. These decisions, though, where you're making trade-offs with people and alliances start to grow because of it, this is all I wanted. Kudos to Traitors for these 3 challenges. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I was so excited to finally see challenges that felt challenging, because some of the times these challenges are so easy or they're nearly impossible, it feels like. And so to actually see something that felt like, okay, we could do this, but it's hard work. Like, we have to push these things and we have to find the stuff. We have to get dirty. But again, like you said, we have to make these strategic decisions too. Like, I loved seeing the guys that found those shields in round 1 and 2 of the chariot competition. And they're like, let me just give it to a housewife. Let me make myself look good because I don't need to be carried. I'll find it in the 3rd round. And then they do. It's brilliant. You have to think about it. I I've really been enjoying them. And I mean, I'm sure we'll get into some more campy, silly ones eventually. But for now, I've really
Which is
liked
fine,
them.
by the way. Like,
Which is fine.
they don't.
Fine.
Yeah, they don't all need to be these strategic math. Like some of them can be,
No.
Tom Sandoval yelling into a puppet. Some of them can absolutely
Yes.
be fun and silly. I just can't need a whole season of fun and silly.
We just need the balance of it. Exactly. We don't need singing into dolls and finding the church bell song all the time. Like do some actually
them, yeah.
physically challenging things. And I feel like they've had to do that. And that's been fun. I mean, I like that mix. It makes the challenges seem more important. I know that that is a critique we've had in the past. A lot of these challenges are just, why even have them? They don't do anything. This makes it seem more important for the challenges. So of course, again, the money doesn't matter. I couldn't tell you a single amount that they've banked. I don't care. But I do think the shields and the strategic aspect there is adding something to make me care more. And so there's something to be said for that.
100%. Agree with you 100%. But that is it for our talk about traitors, but not it for the episode. Bailey, the last episode Survivor Square did, I had on a wonderful guest, and we were able to talk about Sage from season 49, the third place finalist, accusing people of cheating by pre-gaming before the game began. 2 people were legitimately kicked out for pre-gaming in Survivor Season 49. 2 alternates came into play. Sage says there was even more, gave out breadcrumbs for seemingly weeks, and then finally named names, Sophie, Belardi, and Jake being the biggest threats when it came to pre-gaming, being the biggest people who committed these crimes, so to speak. I gave my thoughts. Our guest, Tess Higgins, gave her thoughts. I still have very strong opinions about this in the comments. Some agree with me, some do not agree with me, but that's okay. But Bailey Buffs, my ride or die in Survivor Squared, wasn't here for that conversation. So, Bailey, with this whole Sage situation, the floor is yours. What would you like to say about the Sage cheating accusations?
Okay, there are so many levels to this is where I want to start with it. And the most glaring things in my mind are Sage's whole profile being private and this being a very leaked to only the people she wants to see it, knowing that will still get out. It's just a very interesting dynamic to me about the whole thing, which makes me very untrustworthy to some of the things that are being said just in the way that they are being released to the world. And B, we don't know what said cheating is, okay? So listen, we know that Ponderosa, you're not allowed to talk. I get that. There's just this part of me that's like, how much in just talking for 5 minutes is really going to affect your gameplay? That's where my brain goes to. Did them chatting in the dead of night for maybe 5 minutes about, hey, where are you from? Or how are you playing your game? Did that really affect the game? I don't know. I go so back and forth my little Libra heart because I am so about fairness and balance and what's right and what's wrong, but also seeing things from the outside, from the gray area. So if we look at it just in black and white, yes, they cheated. That should not be allowed. There should be repercussions to that. But also, what repercussions are you going to do? It's over. She's not going to 50. They're not going, maybe the repercussion is they won't get cast again on a future season, but it's already done. So what are we benefiting from this scandal coming out? I guess the chance to do the right thing from Sage. But again, why are you the police on who should be doing the right or wrong thing and what absolves them of their guilt? Your approval of it? I don't know. I just go so back and forth. And then I try to check myself because maybe I'm just being protective over Sophie and Jake because those were 2 of the people I really loved and personalities I really loved. So I try to remove myself and my own opinions from it. But at the same time, it just seems like it's trying to be this big scandal that is not really a scandal. There's also part of me that just has faith in the Survivor producers that have been doing this for 50 freaking seasons. If they thought something was wrong or was inappropriate or was breaking the rules, I feel like they would have handled it. So if they didn't, okay, then I guess maybe the rules weren't as broken as you think they were. I don't know. There's just so much gray area because we've never been there. Is it really 5 days of not a single person talking and sitting in utter and complete silence like you're in a Buddhist monastery? Or is there Is there, whispers here and there? Like, I don't know. I have nothing to compare it to. And I know Sage said that because she was an alternate in a previous season, so she's gone through Ponderosa twice. And so she has something to compare it to. I get that there was a difference there, that no one was talking the first time you were there and there was some talking. But I really think it boils down to the producers. And if they're watching, whether they think there's eyes on them or not, they are watching. It's reality TV. So if they didn't think it was enough or grounds for being kicked out, then I kind of agree with them. I find it hard to believe that they would just allow cheating because they didn't have other alternates. Well, they could have found other alternates if they thought it was really cheating. I don't know. The whole thing is just, I feel like it's just trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. Like, it's just trying to be this big, salacious, dramatic thing that I just don't think is that big of a deal.
You are allowed to think whatever you want to think. The one thing that I am even more firmly planted in my opinion of, is the fact that why would Sage come out this way? And that's the question that a lot of people have. Why is Sage making these accusations? And my firm opinion is, if these accusations had never come out, 5 years from now, you're going like, who was third place in season 49 again? Oh, that's right, it was Sage. Yeah, I remember Sage. And yet now, when season 5 or season 6 of The Traitors come out and they cast Sage, everyone's going, holy shit, you see they cast Sage? And the only reason why is because she has taken over the last 2 weeks of Survivor gossip. I think she is smart enough to figure that out. I think she knows what she's doing. And I think whether they be true accusations or not, I think there is not I think there are ulterior motives to why Sage is coming out the way she is and attacking the people that she is with these accusations. But that's my opinion, and you're allowed to have yours. That is it for this episode of Survivor Squared. We will come back next week talking about the Traitors, having guests on, and building to Survivor Season 50. And who knows, maybe even more accusations will come out to light, and we'll have to discuss those as well. But until then, leave us a like, leave us a subscribe, help this channel grow. We do truly appreciate it, and hopefully you don't get banished or murdered along the way.